We are streaming. We are here 1 minute early. Welcome, everybody. Thank you, Alan, for co-hosting with me today. Always good to have you here. We are talking about mastering virtual backgrounds. I'm going to let you do the intro, which is always wonderful to hear you with some kind words. I'll let you jump in.
Oh, that's my pleasure, Joanne. Okay, there we go. So first of all, I'd like everyone to meet our host, Joanne Brooks, who is a seasoned thought leader with over 2 decades of entrepreneurial experience. Having owned and managed 16 companies over 10 diverse industries, Joanne is a guiding force for business owners. Specialising in business education, Joanne works passionately with female leaders, instilling confidence and empowering them to make a positive impact. With over 1,000 webinars and podcasts over the last 3 years, Joanne has reached over 10,000 business owners, offering online programming and mentorships. So welcome to the platform today, Joanne, because I know what you're going to talk about today is right in line with your expertise.
Yeah, thank you, Alan. That's always lovely. Thank you so much. I'm just going to change this to one of the very cool things about this Be Connected platform. You can make instant changes. I do want to start talking about a couple of things. What I've covered last week, because this is a natural progression of these quick tutorials that I'm doing. But I want to just really quickly start with, why do I use, as a business owner, I am an employee as well, I do many things, have many hats. Why do I use the Be Connected platform? I like to think of it as a critical pillar to my business foundations. I know that if I want to grow and scale my business, I need to use high tech with a high touch approach so that I can be the best version of me for my clients and my business owners and the people for whom I work for. And I feel that Be Connected is that critical pillar. It brings it together a lot of different platforms, which you're not going to talk about today, because this particular tutorial, if you will, is about mastering your virtual backgrounds. So let's just very quickly tap into what I covered last week in the 2 quick tutorials. And for those of you who are watching this on recording or even live, the recordings are absolutely in my group on Be Connected. So you can catch up, no trouble at all. They're going to be there for quite a while. So the first one that I did was setting up your profile and the importance of that. So that is absolutely step 1. Step 2 was setting up this room that you can see here that we're using. So today we are talking about stepping up or improving your virtual presence. So what might be interesting is there's actually 3 virtual backgrounds that you can set up in the Be Virtual platform. But what I want to cover first is, you are in the right place if you feel your virtual background is maybe not up to scratch. You don't know how to stand out in the Be Connected community. You set it up and you're not so sure that it's great. And you don't know how to create a background using Canva. Well, the good news is I'm going to do some live demos. I'm going to jump into Canva and I'm going to show you, but I'm also going to share with you my templates so that you can use them. I'm making it easy for you so you don't have to go and do it yourself. Now, Alan was super generous in sharing who I am, but for those who maybe didn't catch it or want to get a quick snapshot, this is me. I'm not going to belabor it. Yeah, I've done a bunch of things. And what I know is, because I have done over 1,000 webinars over the last 3 years, and they're counting. I do them twice a week now, continuing to do that. That won't stop. Those numbers build. So I've sort of gained a good understanding of what works well, what doesn't work well. And I will say to you that this platform is a platform that really escalates your virtual meetings. There is no doubt about it. So what can you expect today? What are we going to learn out of this very quick tutorial? And I'm always determined to make sure we get it in under the 30 minutes. The background choice affects perception of the people jumping into your meetings. Proper lighting is crucial. Aligning your background with a professional image enhances your credibility. I'm going to show you how to do it quickly in Canva. And of course, for those of you watching live, can pick my brains. And of course, Alan's here as well. So my first tip is, keep it really simple. Opt for backgrounds that are clean, clutter-free, and visually appealing. Solid colors or subtle patterns work well, and avoid distracting elements like busy wallpapers or moving graphics. Now you can see a picture here. I deliberately put a picture in here that is blurred and it doesn't look great. So I'm talking about this thing here, right back there. This is clean. It's got a little bit of branding on it. I could have put less, absolutely. I could put more. But what you want your audience to be watching is you, not that. Yes, that gives you brand presence. Yes, it builds your brand. Yes, it gives you credibility. But they're here to listen to you, here to watch you. So for me, it's about keeping it really simple. Tip number 1. Tip number 2 is have some really good lighting. Now, I have on my desk at the moment, I have one of those armed lights, as you can see on the image. I'm not holding a light bulb, but I do have a large light that I use to bring, to lighten the light in my office. My office is painted light blue. I changed the globe so that it was a blue light, not a yellow light, because the worst thing you can have is if I turn this light away, you can see immediately there's a bit of a shadow. It's not so great. Bring it up, change it. You can see my face clearly. Now, we don't all love the look of ourselves on video. Guess what? Get used to it. I'm not a big fan of watching myself either. But who cares what you think? It is that, can you present yourself in a good light? No pun intended. Absolutely, the pun is intended. Get yourself a really good light. The other light I have is one of those large lights that you use for filming. I bought the kit on eBay a number of years ago. It came with a number of backdrops, the green, the black, the grey, with a frame and 2 large lights. On Amazon, it was around about $300. That's the $300 that's just, it's an investment. And I have this light, one of these lights, set up permanently. So it's one of the big oblong lights with a cover over it. So it's diffused, but it's a clear white light. If I turned that off, you would see a significant difference. I don't have it on all day. I just use it as I'm doing my webinars, or I'm having a meeting. I make a point of that, because the last thing you want, like Alan said this morning before we jumped on, he's got a very dull day at home today at his office. So lighting will be very important for Alan when he's in his meetings, because otherwise it looks like he's sitting in a cave, which is not a good look, right? So that's a really important tip. So consider, what is the lighting, and consider about what the globe you've got in the lights that you do have. Is it a simple thing? Have a look at it and go, oh, does look a bit yellow. Maybe I can get a clear blue light. And they're easily bought from Bunnings, Woolworths, any department store, any of the homemaker stores. They're very easy to replace and not expensive. The lamp that I've got wasn't an expensive investment either. Yep, as I said, I spent about $300 on my lighting gear, but I use it for my filming and all those sort of things. But one of these lights is permanently sitting up in front of my desk, tucked in a corner. It's not in the way, and I can just turn it on when I need it. So lighting is incredibly important in regards to your Be Virtual room. You also want to consider, what are you going to put in your backgrounds to ensure that it aligns to your professional image and the context of your virtual meetings, whether it's a neutral home office setup, a branded background, or something to complement, what are you wearing? Those sort of things. For me, I made a point. I could have worn something, this dress without a jacket. For me, I'm more comfortable. I made sure that the colors all match. This is just something that I like to do. If I was going to wear orange, everything would be orange. Everything's pink today. So I really put some thought into, what look do I want to present in these meetings? Who am I speaking to? How do I need to change that? And how do I need to change the buttons on the side that speaks directly to the meeting that I'm having? So all those things are a consideration. Let's go and have a better look at, what do I mean there's actually more than one virtual background here? So this is a screenshot of this platform that you're looking like here. So it might feel as though you're looking down a tunnel. One is how do I explain it? It's a white background. It's one that's item number 1, and it sits behind my left-hand buttons. Then I've got the one that sits within the border of Be Connected, and for me at the moment, it's a grey. I haven't changed anything. And then I've got the actual virtual background behind me. So what I'm going to do, just to bring a little bit more context here, I'm actually going to share my screen, and you're going to look like you're looking down a tunnel. But let me just share with you what I mean. One background, you can see my mouse. Oh, am I sharing my screen? Yes, I am. Yes. The background.
Perfectly.
Great. So wonderful. Thank you. So the first background is the one that sits behind these buttons. You only see a little bit, but it's important to think about it, right? Then you've got this background that at the moment looks like marble. And then you've got this background, which is the actual virtual background that everybody's familiar with, right? We're all used to that. So what I would recommend you do is consider, what is the meeting that you're going to? I'm going to give you an example, 2 examples. I met with the wonderful CEO of Women's Network Australia, Women's Network. So before I started the meeting, I changed all my backgrounds to reflect her branding, because I wanted her to be wowed about Be Connected. And she was. So this background here was pink, her fuchsia pink. This was one of her brand colors, and this was one of her brand colors. Takes no time. I'm going to show you how to do it. Then another example was, I introduced the CEO of DeSer Global Business School, the university, to David Dubbs, the CMO for Be Connected, and he had the entire thing black. So the colors of DeSer is black with gold. So we made it all black. It just wowed them, right? So think about the meeting you're having. What is the purpose? Is it to connect? Is it to nurture, to build a relationship? Or is it that you're offering one of your programs or services and it's a sales opportunity? Well, why wouldn't you change these things to reflect that for them and take them on this amazing journey? So I'm just going to stop sharing now, because you don't need to see me down a tunnel or anything like that. So as I said, let's go back to this. There are 3 backgrounds. Now, the awesome thing is they all can be the same size. So I'm going to take you to go and have a look at Canva. I'm going to start sharing my screen again. So bear with me while I go do that. And I'm going to show you the 2 templates. Let me just close that out. The 2 templates that I've set up for you. So this one, you can use them for any purpose. So this template, I'm going to make sure that you get the link, and it'll be one of the buttons that you get, and I will put it in the chat. So this is a number of different backgrounds that you can choose. So we can just go through them. You can take, these are just for examples, so you can put the logos in and off, and I will update one of these so you can see. So you can choose how you want to use these, all different ones. There's lots of opportunities sitting in the Canva, even the free. So here's one a little bit like the one that I use. I think that's pretty neat. You can theme them. So there's all these options, right? So let's just grab this super simple one. If I wanted to say that was going to be my logo, I'm going to now navigate to my logo, and my Canva account is very busy. So there's my logos. This is the Be Connected logo. So I'm going to change that to mine. Select the brand kit, and this is, so when my logo's in, you should have already put your logo in. All I need to do is grab that and toss it in there. All I did was pick it up and drag it with my mouse. You could be happy with that if that is all you want. Bearing in mind, some of these backgrounds get a little bit hidden, but it's the outside, it's the clear lines that you're looking for. So you might think about this as being one of the ones that sits behind your buttons or within the frame of your Be Virtual room. So they're very simple ones. Here's some ones that you might want to use for what you understand and what you're very familiar with, I'm sure, as your actual virtual screen. So here literally is the one that I use. So I'm making this available to you. I actually don't mind if you have the same one as me. I have no problem with that at all, because you may choose to change the colors. Now, the really neat thing about Canva is I can go into design, styles, and I'm going to change the brand to, you can see I've got a lot of brands because I do lots of different work with different people. If you're a free user, you can even do this.